Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, you are welcome. OGs, welcome back. Guys, let's just dive in and see what I have for you today.
The system wants you to believe it's just hair, but the unfiltered truth is that the afro was a revolutionary declaration of war against a society that demanded your submission, and they hated it so much they tried to make it illegal. Did you know that in the 1970s, people were suspended from schools and fired from their jobs just for refusing to hide their natural texture? It sounds unbelievable, but the reason goes far deeper than a dress code. Before the afro hit protest lines or magazine covers, it was royalty. In ancient Africa, queens, warriors, and spiritual leaders wore their hair in high, gravity-defying shapes as a symbol of strength, divinity, and connection to the ancestors. It wasn't style, it was a crown. But during the civil rights era, the afro returned as a weapon. For centuries, black people were told that their natural hair was unclean or unprofessional. When icons like Angela Davis and members of the Black Panther Party walked out with their natural crowns, they weren't just making a choice, they were wearing armor. They were saying, "I refuse to change my biology to make you feel comfortable." White schools and workplaces didn't see pride, they saw a threat. They saw a disruption to the social order. They created rules labeling afros as distracting or unprofessional. They told black employees to tame their hair or lose their livelihood. They sent black children home for the way the hair grew out of their heads. The unfiltered reality, this isn't just history. Even today in 2026, we are still fighting for the Crown Act because the system is still terrified of the power that natural hair represents. They know that when you stop hiding your hair, you've stopped hiding your soul. The afro wasn't just a hairstyle, it was a resurrection. It was the moment we realized that our power didn't come from their approval, it came from our own roots. I want to hear from you in the comments. Was the modern obsession with professionalism just a polite way of telling us to keep the mask on? Why does a natural crown still make the status quo so uncomfortable? Comment power to honor the resistance. Share this with someone who needs to know their hair is a revolution. Hit that follow button and stay tuned to Black History Unfiltered. We don't just tell the past, we show you the crowns they tried to snatch.
Guys, this right here, the Crown Act, this was dated in 2023. So these states in the yellow still allow employers to discriminate against black women who wear their natural hair. The Crown Act was proposed to ban race-based hair discrimination across the U.S., passed by the House in 2022, and it still hasn't become a federal law. That's crazy, guys. Can't we just wear our hair any way we want to wear our hair? It's like, why? Like, what's the big deal? I think it's creativity. I think it's cute. I think it's pretty. Like, whatever. Let's keep going.
Black women's beauty was so powerful, white lawmakers had to ban it. In 1786, Louisiana passed the Tignon Law, forcing black women, both free and enslaved, to cover their hair in public. But this wasn't about modesty, it was about jealousy. Black women were showing up with their natural hair styled in ways that stopped people in their tracks. Elegant, regal, magnetic. And white women hated it. Their husbands were staring. Their sons were mesmerized. And the very sight of confident black beauty was seen as a threat. So instead of checking their own insecurity, white women lobbied white lawmakers to make it stop. And they did. They passed a law to hide black women, to cover the shine they couldn't compete with. But here's the plot twist. Black women didn't just follow the law, they owned it. They wrapped their hair in silk, adorned it with gold, styled it with defiance. What was meant to humiliate became high fashion. What was meant to silence became a crown. The Tignon didn't erase black beauty, it amplified it. Because no law can dim a light that was built to shine. Drop black queens in the comments if you're done letting envy write the laws. And follow for more truths they wrapped in silence.
This hair is no gooder than this hair. Let's talk about it. As a result of Eurocentric beauty standards, there is a societal preference towards looser curl patterns. This is known as texturism. Now, I have locks, but my hair would be categorized as 4C. My shit is healthy, durable. I done lost my edges a few times. They always came back. Oh, bashata. But I will never be seen as having good hair by those in my community because mine is not wavy or fine enough. Now, thankfully, my mother provided enough positive reinforcement to where I never felt no way about it. Shout out to Tammy. But even as a child, I recall hearing derogatory comments from other Black people about nappy hair. Y'all be posting pictures of your newborn's placenta perm talking about my baby got good hair. The damn child still smells like your uterus and you're already giving it a complex. Texturism is the reason why we have to fight to wear our natural hair in certain spaces. It's also the reason why some Black women chemically alter their hair texture. So y'all, if your hair is healthy, then it's good, regardless of the texture. And even if it ain't healthy, you're doing your fucking best, okay? Your mama shouldn't have permed your hair when you was little.
It's funny that you're HBCU, yet you're upholding white supremacy.
This brilliant sister is talking about how Southern University does not allow people in their band to have twists or dreads. And it's quite disappointing. Let me say before I say anything, I'm a huge proponent of HBCUs, as everyone in my family attended and graduated from one, and I am a proud graduate of the illustrious Tuskegee University. But I do believe that we tend to be stuck at HBCUs and and Black organizations as a whole, and that we need to start to try to progress with the times. I understand that there was a need to train our children to assimilate with the majority white culture because that's who runs corporations and businesses. And absolutely, that is still quite necessary if we're being honest. That being able to work within the white culture is certainly a tool. However, I believe the stance on hair, while it's not where it should be, and the Crown Act has only been passed in 25 states, it's very different. I also believe that our students more than ever need to have safe spaces where they can be proud and comfortable in their Blackness. And if it's not an HBCU, where else could it be? And I also want to mention how ridiculous it is that a Black child going to a PWI, a predominantly white institution, could wear their hair naturally without any problem, 95% of places. However, the converse is true at Black universities. So we must progress. We must allow our students free expression. We must allow them to embrace their whole selves. We must not send the message that their hair is unprofessional and wrong, because it isn't. In most workplaces now, you see natural hair everywhere. And so some of these professors have been here a little bit too long or are not open to seeing how things have changed and the damage it does. Let's just embrace change and let's love our kids and create institutions that build us up in every way, because those little things matter. No one needs to think that their hair is wrong.
Now, I did not know that, guys. That's very interesting. You can't wear your natural hair at a HBCU?
Hey, yeah, so this is, Gail without the white. But anyway, so I've been told that I need to get up here and talk to y'all more and let y'all know a little bit more about myself. So I wanted to share with y'all an encounter that I had today at work. So, outside of me being this music star, as y'all see, I still have to work. So I work, in a medical office, and I work for Indians that I'm working for. Now, yes, I'm Trinidadian. There's a lot of Indians that are within that. So, I don't look at them any different or anything like that. But long story short, I come to work every day, scrubs, turtleneck, same attire. And I was told today that an email actually was sent to me about my dress code, because the only thing that was different today is my hair. So instead of me having a white wig you know, white bust down, white bob, you know, I have my natural hair. So because I went to work today with my natural hair, it was an issue for this doctor and her husband, who's supposed to be the office manager. So I experienced my first discriminatory ever in my life. I've never dealt with this in my life. That I was told, and because I spoke up about it, it was an issue. So I was told, I pretty much was told that my job is on the line because I decided to wear my natural hair. Like, I don't even know how to really feel about it. You know, I've never dealt with this before. I don't know, y'all. Like, that is just wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, the day and age that we living in, you know, everybody, they just worried about the wrong stuff. But for me to be a woman of color, a Caribbean woman, a woman of color, all of these things, and to have someone else who is of color, who is also someone who's slightly a part of my culture in a way, tell me that I can't work because of my hair, it was disheartening. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. You know, outside of me being a music artist, you know, this is the type of shit that I deal with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to the Indians who didn't like my natural hair. It's Gail. I'm out.
Discrimination against black hair has been so commonplace that there had to be a law passed to prohibit policies that ban or penalize natural hair, including afros, braids, twists, and locks in employment and K-12 education. That law was called the Crown Act and was passed in California in 2019. And as of today, 27 states and Washington, D.C. have adopted it. You see, black hair has been systematically policed for centuries through discriminatory grooming policies in schools and workplaces, enforcing Eurocentric beauty standards that categorize natural textures such as locks, braids, and afros as unprofessional or improper. One example is in 1786, the Louisiana governor passed the Tignon laws, which forced free and enslaved black women to wear a Tignon headscarf. The reason why is because black women wore their hair in creative and elegant ways and would adorn their textured hair with gems, beads, and other accents that made them stand out from white women. These laws were designed to regulate black women's hair. This attracted white men, which enraged white women, causing an uproar. However, black women fought back by turning the Tignons into a major fashion statement, using ribbons, brocades, beads, and the most luxurious of fabrics in their head wraps, and became another way to let their elegance and ingenuity shine. Unfortunately, today, hair discrimination against black people still occurs, which is why we need the Crown Act passed nationwide. We still see videos coming out of children having to cut their hair, take out their protective styles or beads and adornments, while white administrators declare that these are just the rules, without any care or acknowledgement of the historic racism attached to those rules. When your hair is politicized due to white supremacy culture, simply wearing it becomes a political statement. That's what we saw during the Black Power movement in the 1960s, when black men and women embraced afros, braids, locks, and twists. Black hair is revolutionary. Black hair is beautiful. But even more simply, black hair is. Always has been, always will be. This has been your Black History Month Minute 2026, Day 18, Black Hair. I'm Dr. Van, here to help you understand why you should care. It's more than just hair. Check out my story on IG for Black History Month Minutes from previous years, and I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Black History Month. Yes, I am and always have been tender-headed.
Let's do it.
Wow, so that is completely stuck to your edges.
Is it?
Completely stuck.
I'm gonna leave this hanging here for a minute.
Looking at you like this, really honestly.
I feel ugly.
It makes you feel ugly? But what would bring that on?
A lot of it has to do with times when I would wear my natural hair. My mom and my sister would make fun of me.
What do you mean make fun of you?
Like if I would go out with my my curly hair, they would, why are you wearing your hair like that? Like you need to do something with your hair. My mom would say, you're going out with your hair like that? And I didn't feel pretty, you know, being called names and stuff like that, so.
And I'm really nervous for the next generation of young Black girls after seeing some of y'all's responses to the wig discourse that's happening right now. Because it's one thing to be in denial about your self-hatred, and it's another thing to admit that you're aware and you're working on it. But it's a whole other thing when Black women are saying, oh, I hate my hair, now what? Well, the now what is, God forbid you have a daughter, because there's no way you're going to have the hair that grows out of your scalp that you hate, see it on your daughter and suddenly love it. The now what is, how are young Black women and girls ever going to feel confident and beautiful wearing their own hair out when all the women who look like them almost never wear it out and call it nappy and unkept and not aesthetically pleasing every time it's out? Black women want all Black everything until it comes to their hair. Y'all want all Black families, all Black businesses, all Black restaurants. Black is beautiful, Black and proud, Black girl magic. But God forbid you be seen without the 32-inch bust down, middle part, Cambodian water wave, 360 lace front. And look, I know that there's a lot of nuance in this conversation. I know that Black women don't have the best relationship with their hair for multiple different reasons. But in reality, the wig wearing age is getting younger and younger among Black girls. And I remember a time where people would actually make fun of you for wearing a wig in high school. Now that's the standard. And look, I'm not perfect, okay? I wear my natural hair out most of the time, but not in its natural state. I'm a straight natural. So I'm sure I fall somewhere on the spectrum of this conversation, but it's like, y'all, we have to do better. And for y'all to be under that girl's videos talking about, oh, I'm still going to order this 30-inch bust down, you're not hurting her by saying that. You're only hurting yourselves. Because a lot of the problems y'all are having with your hair, the thinning edges, the traction alopecia, the hair being ate all up in the back, it's because of the wigs. It's because of the ponytail, the slick backs all the time. If y'all would put the wigs down for like 30 seconds, y'all's hair would be in a better state. But a lot of y'all are stuck in this never-ending cycle of damaging your hair with the wigs and things. Then you got to stick the wig back on to hide the damage while it's causing more damage. Ugh.
What's your definition of good hair?
Something that looks relaxed and nice.
I have the white girl flow, and my hair does this.
You have the what?
The white girl flow.
The white girl flow?
Yes. Yeah, I could do this. And like a lot of Black girls just can't do that with their hair. And they honestly just can't because they don't have good quality hair. And I do.
Man, they got tattoos and that's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that.
We do stay in a Eurocentric lifestyle. We've been in America. Even though we came here unwillingly, we're here now and we've adapted to this way and we're accustomed. And I think that it's more professional. It looks better when you look at it. The appearance isn't coarse or kinky or matted.
And shout out to every Black person who made the natural hair movement so prevalent in the 2000s, which allowed little Black girls now to this day to have sister locks, to have their 4C hair out, to not feel like they have to get a perm or relaxer. Because the thing is, I remember when I was younger, right? And I grew up in PWIs, right? All throughout elementary school through college. I was around predominantly white institutions. And I never wore my natural hair out until I think when I was 17 or 18, because that's when I started having locks, because I didn't even know locks existed. I did not know how to take care of my hair until I was 22. And the hair on my head, I did not know how to take care of it until I did a big chop at the age of 23 last October, right? And I was able to really know how to take care of my hair. My hair is 4C. And it's just that now people are like, oh, it's never that deep. It's never that deep. Guys, I went to my little sister's graduation a couple weeks ago in Dallas, right? And the entire stadium filled with Black girls all had their natural hair out. All had afros, sister locks, or like mini twists, or like cornrows, like things that I did not see when I was little. I did not see little Black girls just have their natural hair out if it wasn't permed or relaxed or straightened. I did not see that, because I went to a school where little kids were taught that if your hair type is anything thicker than 3C, then it's not right. Then it reminds them of clown hair. When they had, crazy hair day, people were showing up in afros. Why is my natural hair, your crazy hair, ideal? What the hell are we talking about? Like, it really is that deep. Things like the Crown Act was that deep. People making sure that black people can legally have their hair out is that deep. African girls being made to cut off their hair in African schools is that deep, and it's a product of colonization. Everything is literally that deep because our hair was so deeply made to be that we are disgusting and that we are not allowed to have our hair out, and everything about us is so gross. When fuck, it's our fucking hair, for God's sake. Oh my God. Jesus. I just saw like a lot of black girls with their natural hair out, and I was like, I didn't get that. I didn't fucking get that. I didn't get that. So, yeah. Everybody who makes videos saying, here's how to take care of your 4C hair, here's how to braid your hair, here's like the type of material to use your hair. I really appreciate that, because I didn't get that. I didn't get that, and now I can. And little black girls are growing up in a world where they can get that, and they'd be like, every single time I see a little black girl with her natural 4C hair, I'm like, your hair is so pretty. I love your hair. You have my dream hair, because I didn't get that. And now kids do.
You were told to hate your hair. Cover it, lighten, flatten, cut it, anything but embrace it. In the 1700s, we were forced to hide it, and they shaved it to demonstrate our loss of freedom. But once we were free, our crowns were still showing. Imagine making blackness look wrong. But our hair was never the problem. The attempt to control it was. Now we wear our crowns proud, because our roots will always be ours, no one else's. It's not something to tame, but to embrace. That's why we created Free the Roots, so you have the confidence to actually love your crown and the right tools to take care of it. Their products weren't made for us. Ours have always been from day one. Made by us, for us. The transformation is all in the reviews. Go read them. Bring out the fullest potential of your natural crown. You deserve that, and never be afraid to embrace your roots.
My daughter was turned away at school because of her hair. This morning was supposed to be simple. First day back after suspension, and my daughter was actually excited to walk into the school. But as soon as we got to the doors, the staff stopped us. They looked at her curly afro and said, she can't come in here like that. It's against the school policy. I thought I misheard. I asked them, what rule? What are you talking about? That's when they showed me a paper taped behind a desk. Something that said, no extreme hairstyles allowed. My daughter's natural curls, extreme. That's just the way her hair grows. I told them this was humiliating. This was her first day back, and instead of letting her sit in her seat like every other child, they singled her out at the door. Because how the staff work, they got a little desk and they just sit at the door, lazy. She kept holding my hand, saying, Dad, why can't I just go to class? Other parents walked by. Some were shocked. Some just shook their heads, but nobody said anything. So I walked her straight to the office. I told the principal, you don't get to punish a child for their natural hair. You don't get to decide she can't learn because of the way she looks. The principal admitted he didn't even know the policy had been added. He promised to review it, but I told him point blank, my daughter will not be made to feel less. Not here, not anywhere. My daughter deserves to learn without being judged for her natural hair.
Hot take. I think that black people are the reason that black women do not like wearing their natural hair. Black people are the reason that black women do not like wearing their natural hair, and let me tell you why. I guess I should just say me. Like, I think that a lot of black people who come up to me, especially when I have my hair out like this, they always saying like, oh, you need to do your hair. Or like some people will be like, oh, you have a lot of hair. But people like in my immediate family, like certain people will be like, your hair is nappy, girl. When you gonna get your hair down? Da, 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 da. My dad is the only one that's like, I love your hair like that because my dad likes that. But it's just like, why are our own people like that? And y'all be like, why black women always want to wear wigs, braids, this, and that? Because I love braids. I love braids down. But I just don't know what to do with my natural hair. But it just got me thinking, because sometimes the caucuses of the caucaland, they like to come up here and no, you can't touch my hair. But
even them, they'll appreciate it sometimes. Some of them, not all of them, because some of them will be like, oh my gosh, I like your hair. Like, I really like your hair. But for black people, it just, I feel like for the most part, they be trying to tell me to do my hair. And there's like a few, like, I could pick that's like, oh, I love your hair. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm not tripping.
For us as black women, guys, I know it's a preference on how we choose to wear our hair, whether it's braided down with one of those really nice wigs, which I think is absolutely beautiful, but it's like it's a broken record. It's like good hair versus bad hair, this and that. It's like we all have hair, whether we wear it out, whether we wear it straight, curly, or whatever. Um, as for me personally, I do both. I wear my hair straight when I blow it out, and then I let it curl up as well. But I just don't do the weaves or anything like that. It's like whenever I get my hair braided, because I have thin hair, it pulls my scalp. Like it really, really hurts. It's like if I go away to an island, I'll get my hair braided. But as soon as I come back after 2 weeks, I take it out. So it's like it's a waste of money for me because it's not cheap. But us as black women, we have a choice. We have a preference, right? I'm not knocking anybody. It's a personal choice. I just don't like other people outside of our blackness to comment on our shit because this is our shit. This is our party. They were not invited to it. They didn't even get the ticket. They didn't even get the invite. So this is our hair. This is our shit. This is our thing. All right, guys, let's keep going.
Brother here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural, because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance is beautiful and it's pleasing to them. For so many, many years, we were told that only white people were beautiful. Only straight hair, light eyes, light skin was beautiful. And so black women would try everything they could to straighten their hair, lighten their skin to look as much like white women. But this has changed because black people are aware. And white people are aware of it too because white people now want natural wigs. They want wigs like this. Dig it? Isn't it beautiful? All right.
I'm really curious where you guys are working. Because if this has never happened to you and you've never experienced overt racism in the workplace, then I love that for you, and I think that that is a blessing, but unfortunately, that is not my reality. For this particular role, the recruiter sent me an email in bold and highlight that said, your hair needs to be polished, neat, and out of your face. Now, did she tell me to straighten it? No, but I think her and I both knew what she was getting at. The girl that I sat next to in my little cubicle, who has been working at this company for probably 20 years, would literally talk about the fact that they just hired another black woman to be the executive assistant of the CEO and how she thought she was underqualified. She would say this literally right next to me. Another company that I worked for, this was a global company, really, really large. But in my division, there's probably 300 people, 3 black women. One of them was in her 50s and she wore her hair straight. The other one was my age and she wore box braids. And after I got the job, my manager, who is a middle-aged white woman, told me that the reason why she hired me was because I was a more polished version of the black girl that wore box braids. So would she have said that had I shown up to the interview like this or with my curls? Like, no, guys, no, I'm not making this up. Like, this has been my reality. And I'm a light-skinned, mixed black woman. And this is my reality. We are not in the 90s, we're in 2024. Point is, I think it's great that you've never experienced this. And not just talking to this person, but all of the people in my comments saying, like, that I'm being dramatic or like this doesn't happen anymore. I think that's great that you have never experienced it, but there are people that this is their reality. And I think it's important that we continue to have these conversations and not just sweep it under a rug or pretend like it doesn't exist, because that's how these things keep happening.
How far is too far when it comes to hair discrimination in the Bahamas? So imagine me, I'm applying for jobs and I'm just looking out there, to see who's gonna hire me. They ask your typical questions. What do you want to do with this company? What are you looking forward to? Why did you come here to apply for a job? And you give your typical answers, girl, I need the money. Now, Imagine you going in and before you could even properly apply, not even get the interview, apply, they're asking if you would cut your hair. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a typical person it'd be like, yeah. But I feel like for a lot of Black people, there's so much more tied into that. And it's so political. Like, I would cut my hair, but you know how long it took for me to love my hair? How long it took for me to grow this? Not this specifically, but like how long it takes and the care and the patience. For some, it may look unkept, but for me and for a lot of people like me, this is just how it grows out. I love it. It takes care of me. When I wake up in the morning, I don't have to do anything with it. I just feel like we have to really tackle this colonial mindset of prim and proper is the straight right way. You have to be a certain way. You have to be a certain archetype in order to fit in order to represent anything. Like, I'm so tired of it. So when that happened to me, I was like, let's go. Like, are you serious? Before I even get it, would you be interested in cutting your hair? I asked the employer, I think the person, that was just managing or handling the business, would I still be considered for the job if I grew my hair out? And they said, no. I said, he said, would you still consider applying? And I said, yes, but would I get the job or would I not get the job because of my hair? And he said, we would consider that. And I'm like, okay, so I told him and I said, thank you. And I walked out because you're not going to do this. You're not going to sit here and tell me that my hair is unkept and it's dirty. That in so many ways, although he did not say that, although so many employers don't say it, that's what you're implying. That I, because of the way that I look, the way that I carry myself, cannot represent you. But girl, this is us. It's so much deeper than that. It has happened to so many people. I'm not the first person. I won't be the last person, unfortunately, that it's happened to. But stop discriminating on people because of how they choose to wear their hair or how they choose to express themselves, period. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You might say, oh, that ain't discrimination. That's just people rules. This is something that we learned from childhood. I was forced to cut my hair all of my childhood. And it was not until, like, high school that I actually grew my hair out. There are people in I hate to say it, countries in Africa, countries in the global south that are forced to cut their hair, young girls, young boys, for school, and their white counterparts are able to just grow their shit out freely. It's not okay. We have to look at ourselves first and be like, am I the problem? How can I change this right now for myself so that other people don't have to go through it? This is the first job in the Bahamas that I ever had to even question whether I would cut my hair or not. I asked people because people didn't say anything to me about my hair. Well, how do you feel about locks? How do you feel about natural hair in general? They have no problem with it. This is the first time I ever experienced it. I won't disclose the place, but it needs to change. It needs to change really badly. We got to do something about it, Bahamas. What are we going to do? It's our hair. We got to stop trying to assimilate, y'all. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. Let's talk about it in the comments or wherever. And I'll see y'all later. Ciao.
As you can see, guys, it's not just the women that's dealing with our hair issues and how we're supposed to wear our hair. It's like the men are rocking locks and dreads and braids and twists and the same things that the women are doing, and it's still not acceptable. And I don't understand why, because the way that you wear your hair has nothing to do with your intelligence or the workplace or anything like that. It's like, I don't get it. I just wish they would just leave us the hell alone. Let us wear our hair, whether it's in braids, twists, locks, afros, wigs, whatever we want. It's our shit. It's our shit. Black people are creative in everything that we do. We're very creative. Even our hairstyles matches our personalities. It matches our outfits and everything that we're doing. It's like, oh God, this has pissed me off, guys. I gotta go. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe.